about that win. Trymbi will also be sticking around with Cadril and I to break down the Fnatic versus G2 picks and bans. Trymbi, before we talk about this particular victory, how does it feel that you have now set the longest winning record in Rogue's history? You've also set their best opening to a season ever, and you're so far 7-0 in 2022.
I guess it's because Rogue is playing pretty well during regular split, but yeah, we'll see how it goes in playoffs, right? And all of this. But honestly, I'm really happy about it. I think that we're performing pretty well. Everybody is stepping up when it's needed. And overall, we're just, I don't know, having quite a bit of fun as well. At least I'm having.
Trymbi, it looks like the entire team's having fun. I absolutely love how genuine your smile is talking about the game. Let's bring up the team comps. Let's talk about some of the picks. Cadril, I'm going to come to you first a little bit. What did you make of the draft and the priorities?
Yeah, I mean, Rogue's comp clear win condition is it's bot lane. Jungle plays for bot, you have really good team fight. All you really need to do in your draft is make sure that the Blanc doesn't get ahead, cover mid. And I want to ask Trymbi, how has comp been fitting into the new Rogue lineup? Because obviously when you came in last year into Rogue, Hans Sama kind of took you under his wing, but now you're taking comp under your wing.
It's not really like this, you know. I'm not this kind of guy to like try to micromanage everybody and this stuff. I try if I can, but I think he has a really good understanding of how to play out stuff, especially during laning phase. And for example, this game, obviously we're a bit scared that we might get ganked level 2, you know, like before on the second, third wave. So we had to put quite a lot of effort onto that. And it was not as aggressive as it should have been, but I think it was like good enough just because it felt like with Trash, right? And I think Selfmade is a really good ganker, I would say, especially early game when you're pushing the wave into enemy. So you just need to be very careful for him actually trying not to cheese you, because I don't know, I wouldn't call it cheese. He just puts a good gank, you know, and kills you. So if we would die there or like give them any advantages, it would be really hard to play out the game later on.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. We saw it with G2 when they ganked bot, and I think Malrang was just such a pivotal part in your winning bot lane, right? You avoid the early gank, but Malrang just felt like he was absolutely everywhere on the map. Here, the 1v1 between Carzzy and Comp did happen. Malrang comes in just to make sure they're safe, but how's the communication structure from Malrang in the early game? Is it kind of you talking to him about where you want to go, or is it him making the plans and you're just trying to follow along?
I try to always ask Malrang what he wants to do, because obviously he has his own way of playing, right? And I don't want to disrupt it by any means. But we try to like move together as much as we can and just try to make as much time like when he's around our lane as possible, right? Because it's really nice when you have jungler around, because you can actually play the game a little bit more aggressive and in a nice way, for sure.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different, I would say, playstyle to last year. We'll take meta out of the equation, but from the outside perspective, it looked like Inspired was more of a play for jungle, let me kind of farm up a bit and I'll do some carrying, whereas Malrang seems to just be like, yeah, I can drop jungle till 4-5, I'll take a couple bans on the chin, and I'll give up my jungle just to get the lanes ahead. Is that kind of the style difference that you've seen this year?
I guess for now it's like this, but we also need to think about it in the sense that it's early season, right? So some ganks should never be happening, right? But they work and this stuff. So it's like, you know, sometimes it's just very flippy. I think. Did my camera die? Oh,
it did look like
died,
we can hear you. We can hear you clearly, and we really appreciate how honest you are talking about some ganks.
Very good point, to be honest.
Some ganks shouldn't happen. But you know what? Congratulations, because not only are you making those ganks work, the next replay is just going to be another game where Rogue managed to find some picks in the side lane, pick up Baron, and then just close the game out. How do you keep punishing opponents by finding picks in the late game?
This was actually pretty funny because I didn't know what's happening at all on the map because I was trying to stop Graves. I was legit trying. I was giving my best to try to stop Graves from TPing. So I don't know if you have a replay of that, but it's quite funny.
I remember you used your E in the bush down in the bottom lane, right?
Yeah, I was making his life an absolute nightmare, not gonna lie. I don't think he had a nice time over there because he was like legit trying to get out of me, right? And I'm just like an insect coming around him and permanently biting him if I can. So
no, it's good communication.
That was really fun.
It looks really good from the outside. Baron secured 2 quick kills, clean from there onwards. I mean, you have such a good siege comp. It seemed very, very kind of dominant from Rogue, I must say.
It really, really did. Trymbi, I want to ask another follow-up on comp. The composition today was focused on comp. His Caitlyn was absolutely exceptional. Just as an aside, he did win the Kia Player of the Game with 56% of the votes. I mean, I know you talked a little bit about not micromanaging, but this duo lane is one that is really, really surprised. I think obviously all of Rogue has, but when you were coming into the season, did you know how strong the new players were going to perform? Did you have hopes, or is this even a surprise to yourself?
I mean, it's for sure a surprise to me, right? Because like you have to fill in the Hansama's shoes, right? And it's not easy at all. I'll be honest. And yeah, I think he's doing really great. Like he's actually been smurfing all over around, and I'm really happy that he's able to like perform the way he does for now.
And how much influence did you actually have in this off-season? Because Hansama goes away, Inspired comes away. I'm surely you're the support in the lineup, right? Did the team kind of reach out to you and say, hey, 80 carry role, we're looking at these positions. Do you have any favorites or anything like this? Because Comp as a player last year, he played around 3 or 4 weeks, I think, in spring, and then Crown Shot took over, and that was about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was informed, right, what are the possible decisions and this stuff. I never really like pressured or on any particular like player or anything, because I'm not this kind of guy to like know or play with other AD carries than the one that I have in my team. So I didn't really have much information about him. The only thing I knew is that he's really good, right? He's really good in like mechanically wise, and that's pretty much it. So it was a little bit of a flip, right? Obviously. And
can I stop you? I'm actually going to stop you for a brief moment. I actually don't think it was a flip at all. I think Rogue have a proven track record of picking the right players and making the right roster moves. So yes, you are extremely humble and extremely nice, but I have a lot of faith in Rogue. We will carry on talking to Trymbi. Hopefully we can get his camera back. Before we do, though, I do have to wrap up this game and move us on to the longest standing rivalry in LEC. G2 versus Fnatic are about to face off against one another. The two teams have a combined 15 out of 18 possible